Hey guys, it's your humble host, or Kill if you prefer. So I debated whether or not to even do a video like this because the stuff is everywhere and there's enough panic, there's enough hysteria. But I just wanted to give some thoughts and observations as far goes our reality, some of the stuff I'm seeing coming out. So some of it might make you angry, some of it might trigger you, some might make you think, hey, that's conspiracy. So there is a lot going on. So, just for the latest stuff for my state, Illinois, we now have a shelter in place as ordered by Governor Pritzker. So, as of 5 p.m. Saturday, March 21st of 2020, no unnecessary travel, fooling around outside. You can obviously go shopping, gas station, medical, needed services. So we're pretty much shut down outside of essential businesses. And yes, just to let you guys know, the company I work for is an essential business. No, I'm not going to say what it is, and I do have paperwork just in case they are patrolling around here. So yes, thankfully, thank God I am still able to work. My company has not been shut down. So, a lot of people have been laid off. It's a really uncertain time right now. So, I've had a few talks with people on Twitter. I've been having talks with people I work with or work around. And this should tell you something. We already have the state of California giving up on testing. I'll post this link in the article. This is my old format for videos. So this is by the Los Angeles Times. Los Angeles County health officials advise doctors to give up on testing patients in the hope of containing the coronavirus, or Chinese virus. A lot of people dislike that term. Oh well, get over it. Instructing them to test patients only if a positive result could change how they would be treated. And that's the prettiest way of putting it. Well, you're going to die. We're not testing anymore. Instructing them to test patients only if a positive result could change how they would be treated. The more I think about it, the more it really doesn't make sense. How do you determine whether or not a positive result is going to change? So California's pretty much given up, and California is the worst area for this outbreak. Chicago, any poor community. Excuse me. Hey, sorry, I have a cat picking up carpet. There's a little bit more. The guidance sent by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health to doctors on Thursday was prompted by a crush of patients and shortage of tests, and could make it difficult to ever know precisely how many people in LA County contracted the virus. The department is shifting from a strategy of case containment to slowing disease transmission and averting access, morbidity, and mortality. According to the letter, doctors should test symptomatic patients only when a diagnostic result will change clinical management or inform public health response. So, aka really severe cases, aka really bad cases. They're no longer concerned about containing it. They're just slowing the spread, which not really going to do a whole lot. The guidance sets in writing what has been a reality all along. The shortage of tests nationwide has meant that many patients suspected of having COVID-19 have not had the diagnosis confirmed by a laboratory. In addition to the lack of tests, public health agencies across the country lack the staff to trace the source of new cases, drastically reducing the chances of isolated people who have been exposed and thereby containing the outbreak. We're not going to contain this. Reality. We're not going to be able to contain this. Let me see if there's anything else important here. While county health officials are shifting their testing strategy, they are rapidly increasing other efforts to save lives. The Los Angeles Department of Health Services, which runs the nation's second largest municipal health system, is mobilizing all of its resources to fight the oncoming wave of COVID-19 cases expected in the coming weeks. So they're already preparing for a wave, and if any of you have been paying attention to Italy whatsoever, they've been putting out videos saying, hey, we're at this stage, we are rejecting old people. They're telling people you're either too old or too medically compromised for us to save. So it's going to happen here. That reality is going to set in. I remember arguing with someone. Yes, I'm touching my face. I don't want to hear any comments. Oh my god, you're touching my face. Just leave me alone. I'm fine. I'm in my own house. Yes, I wash my hands constantly. Anyway, because I'm about tired of people screeching about that. Hold on, there's a little bit more here. A frontline healthcare provider who was not authorized to speak to the media and requested anonymity said county doctors are interpreting Thursday's letter and other advice coming from senior LA County public health officials to mean they should only test patients who are going to be hospitalized and have something unique about the way they contracted the virus. So, aka severe cases, really, really bad cases. They're not planning to test patients who have the symptoms but are otherwise healthy enough to be sent home to self-quarantine, meaning they will never show up on official tallies of people who have tested positive. So yeah, it's only really severe cases, and it's going to get to a point. If you look at the main spots where these outbreaks are occurring, you have decayed communities, you have senior homes, and you have people who are medically compromised, whether it's a history of asthma, bronchitis, heart condition, whatever. Autoimmune disease, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it means your immune system is very weak, can't fight off a lot of viruses, bad stuff. So that's the very simplified gist of it. I'm not a doctor. I'm sure someone who has it can better explain, and if you want to in the comments, by all means. But anyway, so we're at that point. People keep saying this, how we are weak or so behind Italy. It is going to get to a point where they're going to turn people away for testing. We're already doing it. There's going to be people tell you you're too old to save. It's too late. You're too medically compromised. So that is the reality that's going to set in. Also, let me tell you something else, because what everybody's so wrapped up in hysteria, as we saw with the freaking toilet paper and hand sanitizer, and people are stupid, by the way, who did that, like hoarded a bunch of stuff, because you legit had people who were disabled, seniors, new moms, because you guys ate like all the baby wipes and stuff like that. And I don't mean literally eat, it's a expression. But so you guys hoarded so much that certain groups of people didn't have access to certain products. I mean, heck, even the store associates, whether it be Walmart, Costco, whatever, they couldn't even buy the freaking product. And they're forced to wait till after work. Well, I don't know if Costco does it, but from the Walmart associates I talked with when I was shopping around, they were made to wait till after their shift. So, yeah, there was that stupidity, but while you guys are wrapped up in that hysteria, do you know what the hell's been going on with the government? You have encryption. You guys remember, for those of you who remember my By the Hearth stream, we talked about an article about the U.S. Attorney General, I forgot his first name, I think it's William Barr. He wanted to do away with encryption, or he wanted to give encryption a back door, and we've already been hacked. Our southern border, a lot of plans were stolen. Our power grid on the East Coast was completely hacked and shut down. These idiots want to provide a back door. But there's more to that story. So, with encryption, again, if you are technical, if you guys want to further explain, that'd be awesome. But from the way that I understand it is, say for example, because I know that Apple's been taken to court because nobody can break into their phones. For anyone who owns an Apple and has punched the passcode in several times, there is a 1 minute, 5 minute, 1 hour, 3 hours, well, you're just kind of screwed at that point after 3 hours. So yeah, Apple phones, if you put a passcode on them and you continuously mispunch this passcode, they will eventually torch themselves. So that's a form of encryption. You can't break into the phone. Say for example, someone sends one text message to another phone and somebody somehow is able to pluck that text message and try to read it. It's encrypted because the sender can see it, and then the receiver, their phone can unencrypt it and see the message because it was meant for them. But anyone who tries to pluck that message out, they're not going to be able to decipher it because it's encrypted. So that's just one form of encryption. And again, I don't know that much into what encryption is, but I get the basic idea of it, just like an email. Your emails are encrypted. Your pictures that you send are encrypted. So nobody can just randomly pluck it and look at it. So they want to do away with that. It's making its way through Congress. It has a foot in the door. So if that goes completely, yeah, privacy, bye-bye. That means government can look at anything they want, emails, text messages, PMs, through Facebook, Twitter, whatever. I'm not making, look. So, because this is not making the rounds, a stupid hysteria. And I understand that it is a legit problem. But there's so much mass hysteria that there's not a balance that the proper reality of this virus is not being set in. This isn't something new. This is just a mutated strain. Let's continue. What else are they trying to do? They're trying to further track your movements for prevention sake. That's another thing that they want to take and whisper in Trump's ear. You have the health officials doing this. You have a little bit of the government. I posted the article. My Discord on Twitter. I'll put a link to that as well. And then again, because some of you are going to call me conspiracy nuts, but for those of you who've been really paying attention to what they've been working on for a few years, because I've been talking about this crap nonstop, and I've been putting out tweets and stuff like this before, look to see what an RFID chip is. You know what these things do? Track your every move, or they're supposed to. They've been working on these things for years, and supposedly they've gotten some people to test these. They already, at a certain point, they can already track your movement through your phone if you're turning GPS on. But they want to track it further, and it's supposedly an opt-in, and the government's claiming that they're not going to create a database from this. Whatever. And actually, I will show you, if you follow a channel, her name is Truth Factory, and I will post her channel in the description as well, a link to it. She covers all kinds of stuff about this. How they'll say they'll do one thing and then they do the complete opposite. So she's a good one who covers all this stuff, and I haven't seen her stuff in a while. Hopefully she's starting to cover some of this encryption crap that's gone through Congress. So check her out. But yeah, the mass hysteria is blocking all this. And guess what just came out? Guess what just came out about some of our senators, including Feinstein? We have senators who are aware 3 weeks prior, before everything crashed, they sold their stocks. That is illegal. I forgot what the term is, but you cannot buy, sell, or trade with information or based off of information that's not available to the public. You can't do it. It's inside trading, but there's another word for it. It's like stock something, and forgive me, I can't quite remember what the second part of that word is. But yeah, so that's illegal. We have people who are jumping the ship knowing full well what's about ready to happen, selling everything to make sure they get their money, because these people care about our country. It's both Republicans and Democrats doing it. They're both greedy in their own right. What else is going on? I know I've had some conversations with people about we're not going to be able to prevent the spread. We're just not. It's coming no matter what. Actually, I was talking to some workers today, people that I work around today, that to them it doesn't make any sense to shut down various businesses and have grocery stores open where it's however many people can fit in the aisle. Of course, you got the idiots screaming at the workers, I need my 6 foot of space. Well, good, go that way. It's getting stupid. The town I drove through on the way home, they're already puppy guarding the place because it's a college area. One officer here, one officer here. I haven't seen it in Mattoon just yet. We just started, but we're not necessarily college area. What else is going on? It just blows my mind how easy people were cowed by the hysteria. How easy. And I'm going to try to be as sensitive as I can about this. I'm going to try to wrap it up because I want to cover one more subject here. Because I feel like it's really important. A lot of people have this idea that everyone can be saved, that we can squash the virus if everybody just stays home. No, that is not realistic. That is a bunch of bullshit. Yes, I'm not saying going out there and being an asshole and purposely cough on people. That you're dickheads for doing that. Leave people alone. But I will say that there's just people who don't give a shit. They have made up their minds. I'll give an example. My job, I see old people walking around. They don't give a shit. They really don't. And it's people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, people in their wheelchair. I've seen old people walk out of the oxygen tanks. They don't care. They've lived life. So they're just out shopping like normal. So that should tell you something. Because I had a lot of people screeching at me who were either medically compromised or they had a child. So, because I know some parents didn't want to bring their children into the building, and I respect that. I'm not going to make fun of parents doing that because the main vulnerable groups are children, anybody who's medically compromised, has a history of medical complications or health risks, whatever, and then seniors. So I'm not gonna make fun of those people, obviously, no, because this is legit serious, but it's more of a problem for certain groups than it is for others. For me, I'm not really scared of the virus. I'm really not. I'm not saying that arrogantly. I'm just there's people who have come out saying, "Oh, well, I took care of myself, but I got sick." Okay, what's the underlying medical cause? Like I saw an article the other day, 36-year-old dies from coronavirus, and he was, because this is going to trigger people too, he was in at Walt Disney World, Orlando, Florida, because a lot of people freaking whined and got pissed. Why didn't Disney World close? Because they had one last hoorah before everything shut down. But anyway, this 36-year-old he went out knowing damn well what his medical history was. He had bronchitis, he had a history of asthma, and he had a history of testicular cancer, which means he had to do chemo. So anybody who's been through chemo, their immune system is compromised. It does not go back to its natural self at all. So again, I'm not making fun of those people. I actually have a friend whose child just got done with chemo a few months ago. So my friend has to be extremely cautious right now, so his child does not get sick. Again, it is more of a serious issue for those people than it is for someone who is healthy and has no medical complication history, no history of anything. I don't got a history of anything. So for me, again, I'm not saying defy the law. No, just be careful because of how easy it was for everything to get clamped down, for the government just to go, okay. So I've been telling people, be cautious, keep your eyes open. And I have brought, because I did grow up Christian, there is a lot of stuff that's aligning with Revelations. Guess what's happening in Africa right now? They're dealing with locusts. It's a freaking full-on locust plague. The locusts are coming in, eating everything. Africa's not having to deal with the coronavirus, but they're having to deal with plagues. There was an earthquake in Utah. There's never earthquakes in Utah, so there's stuff that's starting to line up. I'm not saying anybody believes in God or whatnot. Not saying you have to, but yeah, there is a little bit of a Christian aspect here too, because I've been talking about that stuff. And one last topic, which I'm going to cover because I feel it's important. I'm actually glad my husband is not in a rig right now. A rig, semi-truck. Is a lot of people got screwed, but you want to know who's working and their work environment just get like 10 times worse? Truck drivers. Let me tell you why. Because, like I said, my husband doesn't currently drive, and I am freaking thankful he's not out in the truck. And my hat's off to any truck driver who is stuck on the damn road, or you're stuck in a loading dock somewhere 4 hours, 5 hours over your appointment. I saw a Facebook video the other day. It was about a truck driver sitting in front of his rig, and I can't remember what company he's outside of, but he pans over his phone camera, and there was like 6 other rigs sitting there waiting to be unloaded. And he mentioned if you go around the corner, there's more. So if you've ever driven a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks out on the road, and depending on what type of rig you got, like if you have your own rig and you're contracted, because I've seen like the really big ones with cabins, those are few and far between. But your standard rig is going to have in the back, it's full. If you go in with the driver or passenger, it's going to have the seats. It's going to have, depending on the make and model, it's going to have a shelving unit here, top, bottom. We had a Freightliner Cascadia 2019. So ours had a cabinet here, a slot for a microwave, fridge, bed, or one bed, two bed, bed popped open, which you can get into stuff or you can get into the sides of the rig. And then it had an inverter. So for those of you who don't know what an inverter is, that is a built-in electrical system to where you can plug in stuff inside of the semi-truck. So these are pretty much standard what's a layout for a semi-truck. Some people still drive the older ones. I don't have the ability to plug in a fridge or a microwave. Not all rigs have inverters. So why am I telling you all this? Because if you are out on the road, if you've ever been out on the road in a truck, you know you have to wait to go to the bathroom. You're lucky if you get a shower in that day, and then you're lucky if you get a hot food, or if you're just going to cram down a bag of chips and whatever the truck stop has. So, because everything got shut down, like dine-in or whatnot, truck drivers have lost a lot of their abilities to get a hot meal, and I want to say decent services, because I don't know. Here's the thing. Right now, me and hubby are not driving, so no, I don't have a CDL. He does. But I went out with him, so I don't know if the showers are closed, that those are considered essential. I don't know how the truck stop treat this. I just know that the full-on restaurants now that were in the truck stops, if you've ever been to an actual one, some of these have full-on restaurants, but those are shut down. A lot of those didn't have drive-through. A lot of those don't have curbside pickup. You just go on a little diner, sat in. Me and my husband sat in quite a few of these. And they can't do drive-through. They're rigged, so you guys know with a basic drive-through, it's like, what, 9 inches, 10 inches? These rigs, these full-on big old things, are like 14 to 15 feet. So they can't go through the drive-through, and drive-throughs won't serve people who are not in a car. Safety reasons, I guess, I don't know, so truck drivers can't use the drive-throughs. So they are pretty much stuck with truck stop food, and anybody who's lived off of that knows that's going to screw up your system. It's going to make you gain weight. And as I said, not all trucks are equipped with a mini fridge. Not all trucks, you can't put one in there. Bathroom is a freaking hell. If you are nowhere near a bathroom, I mean, so it's gotten 10 times worse for these guys. And because store hours have been crunched all over the place, staff has probably been cut in some stores. I don't know, like every single store branch, but these guys got screwed 10 ways till Sunday. There is no special services for them in regards to food. One of the YouTubers I follow, Maddie the News Chick, her husband drives, Ronan. I've met both of them physically. They had to stop here in Greenup one night last year. I went and met them. Ronan is screwed out of a hot meal. Several, in fact. So I know some truck drivers are asking that you call your senators, governors to explain, hey, the people who deliver our food to make sure we're stocked with toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and all this stuff, they're getting screwed over. You guys pretty much screwed them out of just a decent meal. As I said, I have full respect for truck drivers. They're, oh my god, just spending a week out in a truck. Now, some people are used to the roughness, others it's a bit hard. Having my husband gone a week at a time and only getting to see him like literally 4 times a month, that was my reality for a while, really sucked. And I know others are doing the same thing. I think Ronan is over the road. So when it comes to truck driving, there's 4 different types of, there's local, which you're home every night. There's dedicated to where you have a route back and forth. You're still in, over the road, but you're home, I want to say, every 3 to 4 days. Regional, to where you go in the surrounding states, maybe a little bit farther, and you are home Well, actually, no. You're supposed to have technically a 34-hour shutdown after 70 hours of driving. And for the most part, they're supposed to schedule you a route back home, so when that 70 hours is up, you can take your 34 hours at home. Now, over the road is freaking worse out of all of those because you're gone for maybe 2 to 3 weeks at a time. Some companies have you home every other weekend, others have you home once every 3 weeks. 2 days, yeah. So, um, I know a little bit about the truck driving stuff. It was like a little over a year, but still, there's a lot to it. I mean, after like a few days, you're sniffing around for fruit. You want a hot meal. You don't want truck stop food. I've been sitting in these little warm heaters for a while, and I'm not trashing any staff. If you work at a truck stop, you probably have to deal with a whole load on your own because you probably have these sore, angry, tired truck drivers coming in who are just looking for a decent meal, and you can't do anything to help them. So people who work at the truck stops, my hat's off to you too. Because a lot of these places are 24-hour and they just, yeah, it's kind of sucks all around for that entire environment. You have a lot of trucking companies who are now busting their butt trying to get truck drivers to cover loads to keep the shelves restocked because people are panic buying. So they're having to increase their loads. Some stores get a load every night, which, oh my gosh. So yeah, like I said, some truck drivers are asking, hey, if you guys know local food trucks that are still in the area, tell them to go to the truck stops. We're going to make a lot of money. Others are asking you to contact your governors and senators, like, hey, you guys need to lift some of these draconian measures you guys put in place because you guys kind of fucked us over. So there's a lot going on right now that I want to encourage people. I'm not going to tell you to stay inside. I'm not going to tell you to go out either. Decide for yourselves. Fucking decide for yourselves. If you need to go out, go out. Don't be a dickhead. If you see people with masks and gloves, leave them alone. They're scared enough as it is. They don't need your ass hattery. Okay. If you are wearing gloves and mask and you see someone who's not, leave them alone. Just go about your business. Don't. I know that they're implanting the 6-foot rule. Okay, that's not going to be realistic when you're shopping at a store. Leave people alone. Go about your business. Get your crap. Get out. If you're that scared and you worry about the 6 feet rule, wait until or go around. I don't know. As I said, the people that I work around, they're starting to get kind of snappy with the customers because you have customers who are literally coming up to them while they're working, whether they're stocking, whatever. Oh, I need my 6-foot rule. Go fuck yourself. Seriously. Yeah, it's starting to get stupid. But anyway, just be smart. Be wise. This is going to be reality. It's going to get darker. We were warned about this. Italy, other people have been warning us. So I just be prepared for that. Again, California, they're already here in Illinois. They're rejecting people for testing too. They want severe cases. So I have a few people that we live in a few different cities, and we're bouncing information off of each other. So just be smart. There's a video that's going around. I posted it on my Twitter. Lemons. Boost up your vitamin C. There's a video from my Chinese doctor go around. If you sorry, that was my cat. If you cut slices and put 3 slices of lemon, I'm talking about the full circular slices of lemon into hot water, you get Alka-Seltzer water. And I think you're supposed to drink like a cup or 2 of this a day. It's supposed to help. I mean, do what you can because this is going to come and go. People are going to die. Let's just put that reality out there. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm not going to play nice with it. People are going to die. This is going to be, with any disease, this is going to be a calling. So it's happened with every disease that's come through. It kills off anybody who's medically compromised, weak. Am I saying that's a good thing? No. I actually read, there's another article I came across today where the guy talked about why they have to, would you knock it off? Why they have to sedate them, why they have to put people into a medical, I think it's coma or whatnot, when they have the breathing tube, because as it's described, people will try to take the breathing tube out because it feels like they're getting choked with it. So, I am not downplaying the way that people are dying from this. No, I'm just stating the facts. Here's the facts. This is reality. Decide for yourselves. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to tell people to do shit. Just try to keep up your health, proper hygiene. It's already been proven that hand sanitizer is not your best friend, as this is airborne. Somebody who used hand sanitizer religiously got it. So, I mean, just practice good hygiene. Vitamin C. If you don't have to go out, and I know I just said I'm not going to tell you anything, but don't be an asset. Don't go, leave people alone. Everybody just leave each other alone. Go about your business, do your thing, and go hang out in your house. So, but again, decide for yourselves. I know that a lot of people mad because spring break was break was spent down on the beach. I know someone who was there and the Florida beach. Am I mad? No. I'm glad people are having fun despite what is going on. As insensitive as that sounds, because me and my hubby went out before Governor Pritzker closed out the dining areas. Went out the night before it happened. I knew that more restrictions were coming, and I wanted one last dining before God knows when this is up. I don't think it's going to last very long, because these leaders have a stake in this crap too. So as you've seen from the stocks, not everybody did it. But anyway, so yeah. What are your thoughts below? Are you mad at me? Are you mad at the situation? I mean, so people, and I know I've rattled on for a good half an hour. Oh my God. But people are going to have different reactions to it. Not everybody's reaction is going to say, I know some people are getting mad at each other for memeing. Leave them alone. Some people are getting mad at each other for people being worried. Leave them alone. Because, like I said, there's different reactions. People have different priorities and different worries. I don't have to worry about kids. I'm not around any seniors. It's just me and my husband. I just have to worry about me and my husband. That's it. And my pets. So, which, by the way, I did talk to my vet that I use, and my pets, they said my pets should be fine. Because I keep my cats vaccinated. They're all fixed and whatnot. And they said that they are given a booster shot as a kitten, and so I just had their shots updated too. So my pets are fine. I'm worried about me, my husband, and my pets. That is my inner circle right now. Anyone else, I can't do anything for. If I have physical friends that need my assistance, fine. But I can't be around my physical friends either because they have children. Again, I mentioned one that has a medically compromised kid. Cancer patient. His cancer is now in remission, from what I understand. So I can't be around them. I can't be around my other one. So it sucks. But yeah, just be safe, be cautious, be smart, decide for yourselves, and go about your business. Leave other people alone. That's all I'm going to say, and that's all I'm going to ask. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you for listening, and tell me your thoughts below. Once again, this is not going to be monetized. I will put the Los Angeles article. I will put, oh God, what else did I say I was going to put in the chat? That video, Truth Factory's channel. And I think there's one, oh my God, there's one more. If I remember, I'll put it in there. But with that, you guys have a good one.